Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight I have Stu Wally. Tonight we're going to talk about the preview. Manchester United are playing at home at Old Trafford against Leeds United. The War of Roses is going to happen. It will be a very tight game. Leeds are fighting relegation at the moment, so for them it's almost a win or die scenario. And Man United are also fighting for the top three or top five places. And we know that we have to win. Liverpool won today 2-0, and it's getting tighter and tighter. I think we are 3 points up on Liverpool and game one game in hand. So it will be interesting. We will go through the tactics of Daniel Farke. We will talk a little bit about Carrick, what he should do. Will he start Sesko? Will he start Mbumo? Will he play in the usual 4-2-3-1 formation, or could we see something else? Stu and I will have a debate, and we will also talk about the latest news, the latest rumors. We heard today that Marco Senesi we have initial talks with his crew. So we will have to see how that one will work out. But to be honest, I don't think we will sign the centre back after we gave Maguire a new contract, a 1+1, and apparently someone even mentioned he's on 190k, so we didn't even take a pay cut. So guys, Stu and I will be back after the intro. Remember to smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils, and we will be back after the intro. Yes, guys, and welcome to the show. Let's get started. We have my good man Stu Wally as my co-host, and tonight we are going to interact with you guys in the chat as much as possible. Eyeball is in the chat coming in and saying big up with that lovely Antonio Valencia emoji, and also we have Bilal I am Titanium 4030 coming in and say yo Jarvis, yo Bilal. I hope you're well, my friend. People, remember to do us a favor, smash the like and subscribe, and also share the stream on X and all of that. You know, we are co-streaming at the moment. I see people tuning in. We have Catherine Non-Nonsense McDade Y3F coming in and say our owners are like babies shitting nappies, lad.
Yes. Aren't they just?
we know that. Well, I like that. You know, it's a Saturday night. It will be a very casual show. I don't have much planned. You know, we will try to interact with you guys and talk a little bit about footy as we always like. And you know, now we suddenly have something to talk about, you know, after 3 weeks of nothing. And that will be good. Finally, we can talk a little bit about tactics, Man United, Carrick, who will he start, how will he set up, and all that things. Is it just me? It's also in the house. Evening, everyone. This is a nice surprise. Big up. Is it just me? You know, Stu and I actually planned the show on Thursday, and then we planned the show on Friday, and now we plan the show on Saturday, and we were thinking, are we going to do tonight or tomorrow night? And Stu said, yeah, let's do it. So you have to thank Stu because for us being here. Royden is also in the house. Big up Royden Frost 5460 coming in and say, hey gentlemen. Hey Royden, I hope you're well, my friend. I hope you're well. Also Sean is in the house. Big up lads. Big up Sean. Big up Sean. Our American Barry White. Or should we call him Darth Vader? I'm not sure. He's somewhere in between.
He's in between, isn't he? Yeah, he's in between.
The hybrid. So, Stu, what are you drinking? So your usual vitamins, or
my usual vitamins? Yeah. And I also have a Moretti.
Oy, 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 oy. Yeah, well, it's Saturday night, so
Saturday
you're
night.
allowed to enjoy yourself
We're having
sometimes.
some wine. We've been having a bit of wine earlier as well, so we were just relaxing. I was half asleep on the sofa, and then
Yeah,
time for the show. You know it is. You know it is.
yeah. Yeah, okay, so Royden comes in and says Stiller, Anderson, and Gomez. That settles our midfield. Well, we will talk a little bit about the midfield, and as long as we sign Elliot Anderson, I think I will be happy anyway, but I saw João Gomez play against West Ham, and oh my God, he was terrible. What's your take? You saw the games too?
Look, I saw the game. I thought he was woeful. He's been okay in parts this season. Very good at Old Trafford. Very good at the times I've seen him live. Very, very good. Very accomplished footballer.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. He was. I don't know whether he couldn't be bothered, whether 3 weeks off. Just didn't quite do it for him because obviously West Ham played in the cup, so they're a little bit more fresher. And I think, this could be problematic for us on Monday night. And it will not be a walkover.
No.
It's really interesting to see that teams have really struggled to get going in games, the teams that haven't played for 3 weeks. And the teams that are fresh, but don't forget, Leeds played in the FA Cup against West Ham. West Ham were a little bit tired early doors, and Wolves went at West Ham early doors. Couldn't get the breakthrough. Then West Ham got a hold of the game. And it could be a very, very difficult one for us. If you recall, 5 weeks ago when we had that 2-week break, we were absolutely shocking against Newcastle. We were woeful. And I fear we could be equally, it could be problematic for us. So, let's take it, I think, for what it is on Monday night. I really do. Luckily for us, Stack won't be playing for Leeds, which I'm kind of pleased about. And he would go on.
Yeah, he's out with an ankle injury apparently until the beginning. He's been definitely their best player so far this season. So also a big win for us. I think that will make things a lot easier. But also I can see Daniel Farke, who's also like an attacking midfielder, will come into Old Trafford with a more defensive-minded. He knows that it's all about just defending, fighting for that 1 point. Because I don't think Leeds needs 3 points in this game. I think they need
just
one.
Need to pick up the odd points, the odd point. Yeah. Of course, but when they go into the game, they'll know exactly where Tottenham are. Tottenham into the bottom three. Then they play tomorrow, don't they, Tottenham? So they'll know what's happening. But ultimately, the games have been quite interesting today. I thought, again, the teams haven't played. Bournemouth managed to scrape over the line, but I mean, you look at.
So here you see it. You see Leeds are on 33 points, minus 11 goal difference. Forest 32, same as West Ham. West Ham has played one more game than the other one, 32 games against 31. Spurs are currently in the relegation zone.
Yeah, they got problems. Tottenham got massive problems. This is unusual for them. A win isn't guaranteed, is it? A win in any game of football isn't guaranteed. Tottenham can't afford to stay 2 points behind West Ham. They really can't. And they can't allow Forest, they can't allow Leeds, they can't allow Palace to get away from them. We know that Wolves and Burnley are down, but Wolves are almost pretty much guaranteed now, aren't they? That they're done.
Yeah, Wolves. They are a dead man walking. They are going down 100%. Yeah,
same as Burnley and Tottenham are a real scrap. Tottenham are a real scrap. But so are we. When you look at the top of the table, we're in exactly the same boat. We've got Chelsea playing City tomorrow, so Arsenal are going to be desperate for Chelsea to do them a favour, but we want City to do us a favour, so it gives us more breathing space over Chelsea, providing we win on Monday. Now, you look at the top of the table, my old mates, things are getting rather interesting with our score.
Just one more question before we go to the top of the table, Stu. Out of the teams that are fighting for the last spot of relegation, you have Spurs, West Ham, Forest, and you also can count Leeds. So out of those 4, who do you actually think go down? 6 or 7 games left. Make a prediction.
Forest.
That will be good news for us when it comes to Elliot Anderson.
Yeah,
will be forced to sell him.
Forest will go down. I think Tottenham will get out of it. I don't see any issue with Zirkzee picking up points. You know, they might finish 16th, 15th, but I think Zirkzee will pick up points. I think Forest will go down. So I'm going to go with Wolves, Burnley, and Forest.
Okay, so Sean, he thinks Leeds will go down, and Royden says we will beat Forest. I think you are implying that Forest will go down. And Bilal says Spurs have 99 problems, but losing 8-1.
It definitely isn't.
Gray says Wolves will stay up. They will go on a mad run in the last 6 games, and win them all. And 6 times 3, 6, 12, 18. So they can get, okay. It's still possible on paper.
Possible.
Yeah.
But you know, Tottenham are going to pull away from them. So no, it's just not going to happen.
Run, Forest, run.
Yes.
Run. Well, you know, I think the table looks interesting. It's been a long time since the relegation battle has been as interesting as now. You know, every time we come into April, it seems settled. Almost the newly promoted teams going down again. But this time it's a little bit differently. And also, I would say, Stu, do you remember the Oldham run in the mid-90s? I think they were like Burnley right now, and they won 5 out of the last 6 or something. And miraculously, they
there has been counts of it over the years that teams have stayed up, but
and Leicester the year before they won the league.
The last 8 games, I think they won 7 out of 8 or something stupid like that, and they come through. I think the interesting thing for me is that Wolves have known they've been gone for months, so they're just playing with the freedom, aren't they? But they got 1 and 2 spanked. And then I think Burnley, Scott Parker's a brilliant championship manager, so they're going to be a yo-yo club if they keep him.
Yeah,
because he'll probably win the championship because he knows it, but he can't get through the Premier League. So what do? You fire him, or he wins the championship, and then you fire him for a season until they get relegated from the Premier League, and you hire him back for the, you know. But
well, maybe it's not the manager. Maybe it's just, you know, every team has its ceiling, and they are like pushing.
Burnley in between the Championship and the Premier League, and they can't survive in the Premier League, but are too good for the Championship. And it'd be one of those where they're very similar to West Brom 5, 6, 7 seasons ago, when Albion were just in and out flirting with the Premier League all the time. And you've got to take a decision and say, you know what, we don't want the Premier League. We need to really build, sustain our club, get our club on a steady footing, and then make a push for the Premier League. That's how you have to do it sometimes.
What's the English? Is it a yo-yo team? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, we call it a yo-yo team. Yeah. It is a yo-yo team.
In Norwegian, we call it a elevator team.
Yeah, it's a rubber ball, and you don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to be a part of it as a player, and you definitely don't want to be a part of it as a manager. So it's one of those. One of those, unfortunately. But the big thing is turning our attention to the top of the table, old friend.
Yes. Let's move a little bit higher up the table. So I think we can say Palace won't go down. So it's between Leeds, Forest, West Ham, and Spurs. But at the top of the table, we saw today Arsenal lose a game. So they have 2 games. Manchester City now have 2 games in hand. So if they win both of those 2 games, they will be on 67 points and 3 points behind. And let's just take a minute and laugh of Arsenal.
Well,
the bottlers are doing it again,
and they've got to. Arsenal got a tough game against Chelsea. Chelsea could just turn it on tomorrow. We don't. City got a tough game. They got Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I don't see it. But what's interesting for me is that there's 3 points between us and Liverpool. We could obviously push that to 6 on Monday if we, which means that you lose your points prediction, my old mate, because you're on it as we speak.
I'm about to lose my point prediction, yeah. But I must say in my defense, too, that I think you were a little bit lucky. Because if Amorim had kept his job, this could have gone to the shitters. We could have been on 55 points at the end of the season. But Carrick, he came in and turned it around against all odds. And it's not on the club, it's not on the players, it's not on the management of the club, it's not on Sir Jim Ratcliffe or on Woodward. It's just on slope. It's totally coincidental, I would say.
Football is about coincidence, and football is about sticking your finger in the air and coming out with a number. I think I might be close.
I think you might be close. You're 66 points.
Yeah, I might be close, but we shall see. But don't forget,
you should have said 6-7. 6-7.
Well, apparently wasn't he a gangster rapper or something? And apparently my lad used to be into him or something like that. But the interesting thing about it is that those wins guarantee us Champions League football. So that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
We get to 66, 67. We get to Mark's magical number 69. Then we're in Champions League football. So that's really all that matters. One thing we do need to do is for City to beat Chelsea. Now, if we keep going at the rate that we're going, we might not be a million miles off the actual.
Okay. So let's come with a prediction. We have 7 games left. So 7 times 3, that's 21 points.
21 points, yeah.
So out of the last 21 points, how many points do you think we get?
Well, we got the fixtures up. Let's see what we've got.
Okay. Let's go for the overview matches.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We gotta go to Man United. Sorry. We'll do like this and go to. So we have Leeds, we have Chelsea, we have Brentford. We have to go to the full schedule. We have Brentford, we have Liverpool, Sunderland, and Forest and Brighton in the last game.
Pop that in the. Let's have a look.
Yeah,
so
let's do like this.
Let's have a look. So we've got Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds is the first game, so we remember Leeds, and this is the last 6 games.
Yeah. So Chelsea, Brentford, Liverpool. Fucking hell. It's not really. It's quite.
The last is 67 points. He comes in bold. And we deserve better, says 71 points. Yeah, well, that's somewhere in between 69, 70, 71 points. Yeah.
I'm inclined to go with Bilal. I think we finished on 67. I think we finish a point above my overall prediction from the start of the season. That is going to be really hard. Look, we're gonna have to do score predictions later for Leeds. And I'm really struggling on how I see that game unfolding.
Okay. So okay. I will tell you how it will go. We will take 1 point tomorrow. No, on Monday against Leeds.
I'm leaning towards a draw.
I think we will win against Chelsea. So that's.
I think we beat Chelsea.
Or draw. No, Chelsea away. That's always a draw.
I think we'll beat Chelsea away.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me be frank. Be frank. Okay, 1 point against Leeds, 1 against Chelsea, 3 points against Brentford. Then we are on 5. If we lose against Liverpool, as I suspect we will do, we will be on 5 points. 3 more points against Sunderland. We will win that game. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 point against Forest, 9, and 3 points against Brighton. So we will end up with 12 more points. So 55. So 67 points. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
67 points.
Yeah, I would go with we draw with Liverpool and beat Forest. I'm with you.
Okay, so you will add 4 more points.
No. I'm taking. You said
71.
You said we'd lose to Liverpool, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I think we'll draw at Liverpool. You said we draw with Forest. I think we beat Forest.
Well, on paper, I think that's the right prediction. But you got to remember one thing: this is the end of the season, and for me, everything turns itself upside down. The teams at the bottom of the table are the best teams at the end. The best games will be Sunderland, Brighton.
I think we might struggle with Brentford again.
Well, even Brentford, I think that will be a game we should win. But they are always the bogus team. But
yeah, they are. Always are.
Yeah.
Always are.
Yeah.
Look at Bournemouth this year and last year. We can't buy a win against Bournemouth. Can't even buy a win. So look, my thoughts are, I'm with you on Monday. I think it's going to be a fucking tight game of football, and I couldn't see past the draw, to be honest.
No, the thing is, I think we haven't played a game in a long while. It will be like a pre-season start of the beginning of the season. We are not fully firing on all cylinders, and for me, and Leeds fighting relegation, they need that point.
They need the points. We don't. Well, we need the point, but they need the point for survival. We've got Harry Maguire suspended, so we've got a decision who we bring in. Is Martinez fit? Can he come back in and partner Yoro? Does Heaven come in and partner Yoro? Because those are only choices. Or do you put Luke Shaw in at centre back, Jarvis, and bring in Malacia? Or is Dorgu fit? Do you put Dorgu at left back?
Well, Dallo didn't even travel to Ireland.
No, he didn't.
He's not fit.
But we could
not fit for purpose.
But we got because Grace is in the chat. You're in big trouble. You are. Get him, Grace.
Sorry, Grace.
Sorry, Grace. Come on, Grace. Get it.
Did I say those words out loud? Sorry.
Say those words out loud. To be fair, though, Jarvis, we've got Masario coming in cover for Dallo.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I think even we're better off. We all know this guy, Dallo, is terrible.
I haven't retired from Tipton, but I'm thinking of retiring this summer. I've been carrying a few injuries over the last few weeks. I've got a nice pack on my ankle as we speak from a game this afternoon, and I'm just not healing up as I used to heal up, and I'm quite sad about it, to be honest. So I am considering. We've got a friendly in Wales in July against Pennybot. And I might make my decision after that. I don't know, but I'm considering it, Catherine. In all fairness, and it's biting me. It's hurting me a little bit because I don't want to retire. But I've been struggling.
Don't say anything you will regret on air.
Well, I'm not going to.
No,
I've been struggling, haven't I, with injuries recently. Quite, and I'm struggling again. So I don't know. We shall see in the summer, Catherine. But I don't know.
Yeah, Stu testimonial. I like that one from. Do you get a testimonial? Tipton Town?
No, because I've only been at Tipton for 4 seasons. We do. I tell you something though, and I'm going to set up a Just Giving page. Actually, and this isn't for anything, but if you remember last year, one of my closest friends, his daughter passed away. We had a charity match for her, and we raised a few £1,000s. We are actually having a 6-a-side tournament in June, so I've got to be fit for that, Jarvis, come what may. And I might, if everybody would be willing to support me, but by just pushing £1 in or something like that, set up a bit of a Just Giving fund and try and raise some more money. What it is, there's a charity in the UK called To Wish, and to help families of and parents of children who've passed away at a young age. It's a great cause, and I'll let you know closer to the time. But that's what my thoughts are.
Okay,
it'll be quite good. I'm also going to ask Jarvis to fly over and become skipper of Tipton Town.
Oh, I'm not strong enough, tall enough to play in the on the British Islands. The physicality of the game. I'm more like a Pirlo type of player. Small, lightweight, elegant, good on the ball, but you will just take me out straight away. I don't have the ankles to play your game.
You got the ankles anymore to play my game. What have we got? So here we go. Mark says 3-0 for United.
Well, big up, Mark. Big up, Mark. It's coming in with a bold prediction.
Well, is it true that a test tackle plays for Tipton? There is a women's team. Hey, Philip. You all right, pal?
Good lad. He's going to bed. It's late. Good night.
Night, buddy.
He's tired. We've been hitting the slopes all day long. And
yeah. Catherine Nonsense Midday says it's called old age. It is very true, Catherine. But I'll say they'll support that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Is that a virus? Now there's a virus going around in the UK, and so that's not good. I hope you're feeling better, pal.
Oof.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oof.
Isn't good.
Feel better, buddy. Feel better. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, dude. That would be absolutely superb. Thank you all for that. Jarvis, here we go. Bit of advice. Pints and you grow bigger. That's my old man used to say. My old man.
Well, I have had my fair share of pints.
In my life, he's an animal. Everybody, he's an animal.
When I get going, it's the streets are not safe. So I don't think I can grow any bigger. I think this is my size. I'm tough as nails. I can handle a tackle or two. I've been playing with injuries my whole life, all the time. It's not easy when you're good shielding the ball and that the tackles come flying. It's and the referees in the lower end of the divisions, they are not protecting players. To be honest,
they don't protect players.
You have to protect yourself, with the elbows and just try to jump and do whatever you can to save yourself. It's just the way it is.
You do, but it's all good. It's fun. The thing is, height, weight doesn't really matter in football. It's nice.
Well, maybe. I'm setting up the tactical ball, but let me just bring out some news before we go to the Leeds game. So I just want to talk a little bit about this one, and I'm using Rushmano's channel Transfers MUFC as source today, but he's also very good at putting the main source in his tweets. So this one, I think it's interesting, and let's just talk a little bit about this too. So Transfers MUFC, that's Rushmano saying the agents of Bournemouth centre-back Marcus Senesi are in close contact with Manchester United, Tottenham and Chelsea. Senesi, who's out of contract this summer, is about to choose his next club, and it's from Matteo Moretto, and it's a semi-reliable source.
Semi-reliable, yeah.
Well, but as I said in the beginning, do you guys really think or believe that we could sign another centre back? And for me, I think it would depend on the Ligt and his injury record.
Yes, I agree. And if you can get him on a free transfer, fella, then why not? The interesting thing, though, what I like about him is he's added the comedy value to it, which is absolutely brilliant. Manchester United, Tottenham, really, and Chelsea, really. Come on.
Yeah.
So he's added. It's a nice sentence, structurally put together very nicely, with a bit of comedy to it, Jarvis. That's the best tweet out there. There's absolutely no way Senesi is talking about Tottenham at this point. No chance. Not a hope in hell. Is he?
Well, his agent might.
I don't. Even his agent right now is going to be waiting to see what happens there. As for Chelsea are in a worse mess than Tottenham. With charges, with finances. They're in big trouble, Chelsea are. Look, if we could get Senesi on a free transfer, mate, wow. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't take him?
I would take Senesi all day long. And why? Because not because I think we need a centre-back. We have 5 centre-backs if everybody's fit, but we don't have many left-footed centre-backs. We have
they
one.
Can't stay fit, Jarvis. They can't stay fit. De Ligt, we know, is problematic. Martinez has been hugely problematic for us. Hugely problematic. And it's a real shame because he's a fantastic footballer. We know that. You've got to get somebody in who is solid, good with the ball, good in the air, can progress. Senesi fits the bill for us on a free transfer. I mean, look, we speculated he was going to Madrid, didn't we? Let's be honest.
No, it's Barcelona, I believe. That's after him. Yeah, Barcelona. And he's Argentinian, and South American players love to go to Real Madrid and Barcelona. That's their main. I would like to see him break some balls then, Jarvis, and not go to Barcelona and not go to Real Madrid and come to United and get us back. Look, we all like Schlotterbeck. But didn't he sign a new contract recently?
He's in the process of agreeing a new contract.
Yeah.
But again, for me, Senesi is Premier League proven. He's one of those players I think you should be going for on a free transfer, mate. I think Maguire has signed his new contract on the premise that you are back up. We could be in the market for a new centre half. We don't think De Ligt's going to be back till September, October, if at all. Yeah. We don't know where we are with that. We've got problems with Shaw, Jarvis. We've got to move Luke Shaw on as well. We know this. If you can get him in, surely Senesi's not going to command 200 grand a week. Senesi will probably come in at about 150, won't he? I don't know what he's on at Bournemouth, but I doubt he's earning that much at Bournemouth.
We can check.
You pay about 70 grand. 70 grand a week.
Let's just check Capology and type in Marcus Senesi. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I reckon he's on 100k.
Yeah, I don't think Bournemouth pay any more than that, do they?
Marcus Senesi. It's 2. No.
I'll be staggered if he's over 100 because I don't think Bournemouth pay that money.
Okay, it's working. So let's just. Someone comes out and say 50k. Okay.
50k. There you go.
50k a week. I think it's more.
Royden, that wouldn't surprise me, pal. It really wouldn't surprise me.
No, he's right. Base salary is 50,000, and he has a bonus of 12,500. So it could add up to 62,500 per week, according to Capology. So gross per year, we are talking about 3.25 millions, and that's doable for Man United's budget.
What you could get him? You pay him 100 grand on free. No problem. You give him a small sign-on bonus. No problem. No. I would imagine it's something we're looking at, Jarvis. I really would. So you've got someone up against De Ligt as well,
then. Oh, Bilal is coming in with a news saying Rich is back on YouTube, guys. Big up, Rich. I'm glad it ended well.
Yeah,
well done, mate. Your channel was taken down at the best time. You had 3 weeks off for May 10. There have been nothing but rumors to talk about. So at least you're back when the football started up again. So big up, Rich. I hope you're well. So this came out on the Carrick presser saying Matheus de Ligt rehabilitation process. Just treatment and rehab. The reason he didn't come to Dublin, he's not quite on the grass. Patrick came to us with Pats at that stage a little bit further on. Marta's not quite at that stage yet, so it was important for him to who's Mata? That's Patrick Dorgu.
Matheus.
Oh yeah, okay. To continue rehab really and trying to get him back.
He's been out a lot longer than we thought he would be out.
Yeah.
So
but we said on Dorgu beginning of May. Yeah.
Well,
people talked about 4 to 8 weeks in the beginning, and I said 10 to 12. We said that right away. Yeah.
So we shall see how we go with that. So yeah, interesting. Look,
but the thing is, I think Man United officially and coaches and all of them are very cryptic when it comes to reports on Matthijs de Ligt, and for me,
there's bigger issues.
It concerns me a little bit because of that.
I think there's bigger issues, mate, with de Ligt. I think he's got major problems.
Yeah, me too. I think we are talking like December next season.
He's definitely not going to be back in the summer. No chance.
No.
I mean, he's been out. I don't know how long he's been out for now. 4 months, 5 months.
He's been out since around Christmas. So 4 months. 4 months.
Yeah, it's before that, I thought.
Yeah. Okay, beginning of December then. So.
Yeah, he's been out a lot longer than that. So he's been out a long time, de Ligt. I don't see him coming back, actually, Pat.
I want to know what you guys think in the chat. You reckon de Ligt maybe should we try to release him, or because he's on quite a big wage. He's on almost 300k a week, I reckon, and I believe, and his contract is due. Are we talking 2028 maybe?
2020, yeah. If we can strike a deal with him, I think we should probably try and move him on.
Yeah. Belas's de Ligt is done, in my opinion. Yeah,
I think he is.
Yeah, that's the biggest worry,
Yeah, I think he is. I think there's more problems.
Chances de Ligt season is done. We can't just release him without paying him. Well, that's the thing. As you said, we should try to strike a deal.
Strike a deal with him and say, look, give him half his salary, whatever, half his contract left, or something along those lines. Because, ultimately, he's been out with a back injury. He's had this back injury, this fused issue for a long time since he was at Bayern, and it just isn't getting better. We need to do something with him.
Yeah. So for me, it's tough, but
it's tough.
If we are planning to come back to the top, I think players like de Ligt, if they can't stay fit, same goes for Martinez, same goes for Luke Shaw. If they can't stay fit, they're no use for the club. And I think sometimes we just got to be ruthless. It's not about the players, because I really, really, really like de Ligt as a player.
I rate him.
I rate him. He was aspiring for player of the season, in the first half of the season when he was fit and playing really well. But again, if he can't stay fit, it's no use for us. That's the thing. Well, I don't know what's your take, guys.
Yeah, for me, I'm with you. We can't be taking passengers anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, we can't have passengers anymore. It's got to stop.
Yeah.
Our recruitment has to be the best it's ever been this summer. It needs to be the biggest ever window we've had this summer. And we've got to get it right. And if we get it wrong, I mean, there's still talk in the press that they want Enrique. Still talk in the press about that. We don't know what they're telling Carrick. They should be interviewing other managers anyway, at due course. They should be doing it. Any serious football club will be doing that. They should be doing it. But we are going to lose out on the players that we want and we need if we don't get the manager agreed in May. As I've said before, whoever it is needs to be agreed in May. And the players that he wants must be agreed and sorted in June. And that's it. That's how it's got to be. And if it isn't, we are going to be in for a long, long season again. And so is the gaffer, whoever it is.
100%. I'm just retweeting, and I want you guys to do me a favor, and I will post a link in the chat, and if any of you can do me a favor and just retweet this one, because people don't know we're live. We haven't been doing anything since Monday. YouTube is trying to put us in
YouTube
the
hates us.
yeah.
YouTube hates
So
us. I don't know why.
YouTube jail. So yeah, by the way, we are co-streaming on Tactical Devils United and Tactical Devils TV. So guys, you have a backup channel.
Give us a like as well, please. Do we know? Sorry, we just better said that Richard has Rich got a different channel name, by the way. Is it still RD United, or has he got a different channel name?
I'm not sure. Rich, if you are watching, please share your channel if you have changed it in the live chat. So Brenden comes in and say, guys, I don't think it's just injury issues with De Ligt. Okay.
So we've got personal issues.
Feel free to elaborate. I haven't heard anything else, but if there's something else, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and speculate because I haven't read anything about it.
I know.
But talking about the transfers, and this came out again from Rushmano's Twitter page, Transfers MUFC, saying Newcastle's asking price for Sandro Tonali is close to 100 million. MSI Douglas is reporting this, but this is nothing new. We knew this all the time, but I like what you say. It's close to 100 million because all the reports have said 100 to 120 million. Now we are close to, so maybe we're talking 90 plus 10 add-ons. We are starting to see maybe it's doable.
I think, to be honest, I think they're going to wait. Newcastle will wait to see what City pay for Anderson, or what we pay for Anderson, or what we try and pay for Anderson, or whoever signed Anderson. I think they'll put a price on Tonali after the Anderson deal.
Yeah, but the thing is, Anderson is going to the World Cup. Tonali is not. Italy's out. So I think for Man United, we got to make up our mind. Are we going for Anderson? Or are we going for Tonali?
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing for me. You got to make that decision. You got to make that decision quick, and you need to get on it. I would imagine it's City have been negotiating with Forest for a while now, because they do. That's what a real club does. They don't sit around. They don't hang around for it. They make decisions and they act upon their.
Yeah, but the thing is Elliot Anderson worth waiting for?
Well, look,
because we know Newcastle, that will be a hard bargain. It can go on. We all remember the Isaac saga. It can go on for all summer, even though he's not playing in the World Cup.
Yeah, look, with Anderson, we know what he offers and we know what he can do. We know he's a brilliant footballer. It doesn't mean he can do it at City. It doesn't mean he can do it at United. It doesn't mean he can replicate anything anywhere that you go. But I think ultimately, United have got to decide. You either go for, as we just said, better says both at the same time and hope one sticks, or you don't go after one and then go after another and then go after another and then go after another. You can't keep doing that. You've got to go for 2 or 3 players at the same time and see where it lands. And we should be going after Anderson. If we want Anderson, and Anderson is the chosen one, then we should be negotiating with him now. We need to do it. We should be telling his representatives that we have to do it before you go to the World Cup. Before you go on international duty to the camp, we must have you signed. Okay. I'm not waiting. We are not waiting. You can't wait till after the World Cup to make your decision, mate. Because if we go all the way, you're going to be touching the end of July. And our first game is mid-August.
We don't have the time. We need to wrap up at least one of the midfielders before the World Cup. That's That's without any debate. I think we just need to do that. But also this came out in the Kalia news. He's semi-reliable, but also he hypes up his tweets very, very much, and he gives warnings. Big news is coming up 10 p.m. and blah blah blah. So he's kind of a clickbaiter, but he coming in with this exclusive bombshell that Man United bosses are convinced their number one target is desperate. He wants a Old Trafford move. So for me, if that's Tonali, he's desperate. He don't want to play more for Newcastle. Newcastle not qualifying for Europe next season. I can get it. When it comes to Elliot Anderson, he have other options. He could go to City.
Can they be talking about the gaffer though? I mean, that is as ambiguous an email as it gets. Number one target.
All right. I'm thinking of players. Okay.
No, exactly. No,
so it's very cryptic again. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Could it be the manager? Could it be a new sporting director? It's one of those that when you are trying to articulate something, you go for the most excessive way of doing it, and that's all he's tried to do. And he's not nailed his colours to any mast whatsoever. I mean, the mast is so far into Argentina, you can't see it from here. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. So, look, he's a funny character, that Andy Carley. I don't know much about him, but he's mainly LFC news, isn't he?
Yeah, he's tier 4, I would say. So, 4, 5, 6, but sometimes he has like glimpses of.
He does get the odd thing. Yeah. I think he's one of those that chucks enough mud and sometimes it'll stick. He's one of those. So it's just when you read it, it's quite comical actually.
Yeah. And also I just want to share this one for you guys, also for transfers. MUFC, brilliant. Go and subscribe to Rushmano. The prospect of playing in the Champions League again with MUFC is very attractive for Bruno Fernandes. The club is optimistic about keeping him for next season, and this comes out from none other than Fabrizio Romano. So at least he's tier 2, tier 1, depends how you see it. But it's why would
shit. It's horseshit. Romano's looking at God. I can't tweet about it. What do I do now? Oh, I see Bruno's excited. Really? It's your fucking fault, pal. You're not playing in the Champions League at the minute. You fucking hell. These honestly, it does you fucking Sweden, doesn't it?
So Bruno is optimistic about keeping. Yeah, okay, so the club is optimistic. Yeah, that's the word. That's the word.
Again, we deserve better. Says optimistic. Yeah, exactly. It's just so bollocks.
Let's interact with the guys. I see the Primate is in house. Big up the Primate coming in with his lovely Newton Heat emoji saying dirty Leeds Jarvis will give them the business on Monday. Thumbs up. I agree, my friend. I agree. Yeah, but, it's a derby. We have to give everything. And I don't want to see the players come back half-ass, 3 weeks off playing vacation football. Fuck that. You have to come in swinging and the game. We can't give Leeds anything for free. And if I see the players are doing not giving everything, I will be so disappointed, And also I will start questioning Carrick, not getting the players up and motivated for the game. So they just have to come in firing this game.
Well, for me, what we're going to Dublin for a training session? What was the point in that? Why can't? What did you do in Dublin? You can't do at Carrington.
You get to go abroad.
Not really.
Experience the Irish culture.
Not really.
You get to go to Templar Bar.
Well,
you can go to the Guinness Museum and have a pint. The best you ever tasted in your life. There's so much to do in Dublin.
But of course, there's the climate, isn't there? The climate's so better, so much better.
Yes, yeah. The lovely Atlantic Ocean climate comes
We've gone
directly
to Dublin,
hitting you hard.
3 weeks off, and we couldn't we couldn't do anything than go to Dublin, give the players a week off that weren't on, international duty. And it is. I agree with Sean. I think his approach to training is a bit frustrating for me as well. I don't quite like his methods. I don't like all this put my arm around you, that type of stuff.
Nah, I think it will bite Carrick in the ass in the end.
Jarvis, we're gonna have to go to the States. Sean's basement's a Guinness Museum. We could live there.
Ooh.
We could live there. Pal.
Sean, when are you inviting us over?
Yeah, because yes, if you got a Guinness basement, yes, please. I mean,
do you have a tap? Do you have a tap?
It's the only way you can have Guinness. You can't have it out of a can. You can't have it. You put the can on a fucking machine. It
tastes sour without. You it,
and that's it. And you can't have it with blackcurrant. You can't do that either.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm on a Guinness rant now. You can't do it. Can't be done. In fact,
so what's your favorite brand? Was it Guinness?
Oh, Guinness is. I mean, me and Sean would have quite happily shared 1 or 2 pints of Guinness in hotel football, except the Guinness wasn't fucking working. So we have to have lager. And lager's
Newcastle Old Pale Ale.
Well, look, years and years ago, Nuki Brown was decent, but if you drink Guinness, once you've learned to regulate it within your system, so you can drink a few Guinnesses because it's very heavy, then that's all you really want to go for. You're quite happy with pale ale, quite happy with other stuff, but Guinness in particular. If you had to have a secondary option, it would be Murphy's back in the day. Murphy's Irish Stout, which is making a bit of a comeback. Or I'm talking a while ago now, in the 2000s, there was a Guinness Ale or a red Guinness. So you did have
I never had that one. Red Guinness.
They don't. I haven't seen it for years. At all. I think they even floated a Guinness lager, and I'm talking floated. I don't know whether it actually appeared, but there was a float of a Guinness lager. Guinness Red was quite nice.
I read somewhere that the old submarine. You have a shot, you just pour it in your drink. It's coming back on fashion again, with everything, with Fernet Bianca, with gin, with. It's all about like spiking up the beer. So yeah, it's coming back into fashion.
That is interesting. Jarvis, I picture you as a member of the Catalan band Gypsy Kings. I've not tried Dragons. Sean, I've not tried that at all. That's new to me. And We Deserve Better was talking about bone broth as well. It's something I've not come across. I've not come across either.
I like that name, broth.
Now, if you are a lager flavor, then Grolsch.
Ooh, Grolsch. Yeah, I love the
superb. Yeah, Grolsch is.
Grolsch,
and the Primmel was Guinness lager, and he quite liked it. Yeah, the Guinness was different. Primmel was Guinness lager. Was that made as a wheat beer? Because I never had it, so I never tried it. Never, you only hardly saw it really.
No, I wouldn't. I don't know. I never had Guinness lager. So, talking about lagers, what's your favorite lager then, Stu? And you guys too, on the topic.
I haven't got one.
Foster's.
I
know Royden is in the house, so
yes,
maybe.
I know Royden's in the house, and he will appreciate what I'm about to say. That isn't really lager. It just isn't lager. It's the same as lagers are interesting. You can get some craft.
So Stella's okay. Or the original Budweiser from Czechia.
Yeah, again, they're kind of lagerish. If I was pushed, pulled, beaten to a pulp, and I had a gun shoved down my throat where I had to choose a lager or a light beer, Sean might laugh at this one. It would be Coors.
Course.
Yeah, Coors.
The American beer.
Yes. But
I'm not going to say it out loud, but it starts with P and ends with is water.
Yes, I know. Well,
yes.
That's the Foster's. I don't mind Corona, but I don't think anybody minds Corona. I think people in the summer,
salt. When you go to Mexico, you drink salt.
Yeah, salt. Well, yeah, I mean salt. Yeah, salt or Corona. Either one of those is okay, but I like Coors. Oh, we got a Rob Always United.
Rob Always United is coming in with his free membership chat, super chat. Coming in and say big up Jarvis and big up Rob. Good to see you. Good to have you in the house, Rob. If you don't mind, what is that? Is that emoji? Is it that?
It's a shooting star, isn't it?
Is that?
Yeah, it's a shooting star. I think.
It's a shooting star. It's a supernova.
Something like that, I would say. Yeah. What did Nicky say? Because we kind of cut that off. Years ago, women were recommended to drink a pint of Guinness to put vitamins, etc., back in the system. That is very true. They were years in it, certainly after pregnancy and during pregnancy. We put a load of vitamins and iron. Guinness is full of iron. But you should never frown upon anybody that drinks a pint, any sex that drinks a pint at all.
I don't know. I don't know where this science came from. So yeah, well, but Giuseppe, my friend, coming in with one of my favorites of all time, Piroe. And you know, I went to Italy a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. We went to Napoli, we went to Sorrento, Capri, all that area, Merano, fantastic area. And you know, we had the fridge, we had 2 outside pools, and in between those pools there were a outdoor kitchen with 2 big fridges full of Piroe, and not the green bottles that you get in the rest of Europe, the big red ones.
Yes, I know. So rather embarrassingly, we go to Portugal, as you know, Jarvis, once a year on football tour. The old boys. And the winning team, and we've won it a few times, but the winning team, I just do not, gets a chest freezer full of the local delicacy, beer-wise. And it's Super Bock, and it's fucking horrible. Sorry if there's any Portuguese and if there's any sporting, because me and Jarvis are very popular with the Sporting Lisbon fans.
Yes, they love us. They love us after the Bodø Glimt watch along.
They absolutely love us. And if there's any Portuguese watching, I apologise, but it is rank Super Bock. But the best of it is you get your own silver tray. You go in, you're only supposed to take 2 at a time. You go in, you fill up your tray, and you go back. Before you go down to the strip or if you go to Villamora or somewhere like that, you're pissed off on Super Bock because you're having to drink 10 to 12 bottles to kind of, you know, get somewhere. But you get all that for free, so that's a bit of a bonus.
Someone is asking, is there a footballer called Piroe? It should be. It sounds like a football. There goes Pirlo into Giuseppe Signori, and Piroe is on the header and scores. You know, it's so, it rolls on your tongue.
Pepe Signori. You got Pepe. Actually, there's a famous shot, isn't there? I think it's in the 1994 World Cup finals where Signori scores and Baggio goes down to Signori's on his knees and Baggio goes down to him. You see him calling Pepe. He just says Pepe like that. It's brilliant.
Pepe. Almost with a B. It's not with a P, but a B. Pepe.
No, Bebe, you're talking about only the greatest winger in Manchester United history. Not Pepe, Bebe.
I think you've been drinking too much vitamins now, Stu.
I'm not just
Take it down a notch.
Sorry.
So many good comments here, you guys. You make me laugh. You make me laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that's interesting.
Yes, I mentioned the check bud. You know.
Yeah, the check bud's really interesting because it's a lot stronger, a lot stronger than Budweiser.
What is the message? Okay. Yeah.
A lot stronger than Budweiser. So
yeah. So again, you never said your favorite. You said Coors, but that's not the right answer.
Well, look, Stella, I suppose, at a push.
Yeah, well, Stella, Belgian beer. There's so many good Belgian beers.
Yeah, Stella at a push. You know what? Again, I'm not with lager. For me, it's kind of like, would you want a lager? Yeah. Or would you want this? And I'm like, just give me a lager. Just give me a lager.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm at Guinness, I'm very particular how they pour it, and so I do make them pour it properly. Otherwise, I use it and it goes back.
So you're not supposed to tilt the glass. You just
you drop it down for about a quarter, just over a quarter, and
because you want the head. You want the
you pour it in 3 stages. So two with a front pour, and the final third or quarter, whichever is in the back. You push it back. You push it away from you. It's absolutely brilliant. And then, as Sean knows, there's a big thing going around at the moment: split the G. And I don't quite understand why they call it split the G, because your first gulp, and Sean will tell you this, of Guinness has to be a nice, or your first sip, whatever you call it, has got to be about that much, because that gets your throat for the rest of the. If you sip it, it's bitter, very, very bitter.
Yes.
If you just sip Guinness, so you've got to gulp it. Once you gulp it and it gets it down, then that's it. Oh, lobster! Lobster. It's a funny one. I've had it. I'm not really.
I love seafood.
If the trouble with Sean's getting thirsty now. Sean's getting thirsty. He said, "Sorry, lads, I'm just going down to the basement. I'll see you later."
We're having a 5-second break for everybody just to refresh and we'll continue.
Send us a video sipping Guinness. Is Sean at this rate? You can just see it now. But
Stu, if you have to choose, because at one time visiting Amsterdam, I've been to Amsterdam a lot of times, but we went to the Heineken factory.
Oh, okay.
And and it wasn't too shabby. It wasn't too shabby.
So Heineken's
when you got it directly from the factory, in the right type of glass, when you had the instructions how to drink it, and as you said, you are not supposed to sip it.
No. You got to chug. Heineken's Danish, isn't it? Is that right?
Heineken.
Danish, yeah. Is that correct?
No. It's Dutch. Amstel and Heineken. I think they're both Dutch. When it comes to Denmark, you have Tuborg and Carlsberg.
Carlsberg. So Carlsberg,
yes.
Is it true that in the Danish brewery that they don't have water drinks stations, but they have beer?
Yes. All the factory workers, but they had to cut down, and they were only allowed 2 units at lunchtime, and there was outrage at the Carlsberg factory. Happy days.
Fucking hilarious. One of the funniest things I've heard. I heard it a while ago, and I had to re-look and think, instead of water coolers, they've got beer coolers. It's fucking brilliant. My dad's Nicky could drink like a fish. Yeah, absolutely. No hangover either. Unbelievable. But the thing is, back when our parents were roaming the earth, because my father's passed away, Nicky, they weren't wearing seatbelts. They were going out and drinking 3 or 4 5 pints a night, driving to the pub and coming back. and they weren't wearing seatbelts because there was no seatbelt law in their early years. That's all.
Yeah,
Nikki won't go on today. She could down a bevy or two. I could drink people under the table and still be sober, but I didn't eat bread. Oh, she had bread, but something was alcohol. No, that's the way forward. That's why Guinness is so good for you, Nikki, because it's a bit of both.
Well, my recommendation would never to drink on an empty stomach, because I think then you will just tip over. For me, I can't do that.
I try and
I usually do have a big meal before I go out.
I normally eat while I'm out.
Yeah. Well, it's not the Norwegian culture. And talking about the Norwegian culture, I saw someone mentioning this one. Retro 77 says Norwegian bare øl, grey box, just beer, no more, no less, 4.7%. Well, not a big fan. It's okay, but
Sean's coming with an absolute perler, are you? Worst beer. So, where we live,
of course.
No, you can't have cause. Where we live, actually, there used to be a local brewery called Wem. Sorry, I'm just sorting out my ice pack. Wem Ales, and their beer was fucking vile. It was horrible. And my first pints that I paid for on my own money, I was 15. I was still at school, and I'd saved up my bus fare home for that week, and down at the end of our school,
saved up your bus fare. How much was the bus fare at that time? 2 pence?
7 pence, 7 to 10 pence, something like that.
Okay.
But a pint, don't forget, Joe, a pint was only about 60p. So
60p for a pint?
Yeah.
When was this? Are we talking about the 70s?
Yeah, in the 70s, yeah. So I'd have been 15. 80s, 85. So it was about 60, 70 pence, something like that. And anyway,
now, if you go to London in the touristy streets,
it's more like £8.
Jeez.
So I had to try and pee old enough to drink. So I spent the morning gruffling at my throat. So it was so sore that when I went to the pub and I'd taken on my school uniform off and I just had my shirt and that, I could barely speak and ask for it. I had to go for a pint of mild. And he served me this pint of mild, and I went back hammered. But you could get away with it back when I was growing up. You could do with it. Yeah. So that one there, Wem Ale, that did exactly the same to me. It's vile, absolutely vile.
Yeah. Big up, Danny B. You haven't missed much.
We haven't missed anything, really. We've not
chatting around about lagers and pints and Guinness, and so feel free to join the debate. Who's going to start in the defense? Are we talking about Carlsberg or Stella Artois?
Stella Artois, yes.
Yeah. So let's go back to footy and talk a little bit about what's coming this Monday. So the tactical board, as I've tried to let me try to see if I can enhance it a little bit. No. I don't know who is going to be our centre back since Maguire is not playing. Are we going for Aiden Heaven? Are we going for the two youngsters? Licha is not ready yet. He's been injured for a long time. De Ligt is not ready. Maguire is out. So what options do we actually have when it comes to the centre backs?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one, I think. I don't know whether we'll risk Heaven and Yoro.
Are we talking to Fredrickson then? Because he's left-footed?
No, I think he might put Casemiro in the centre half.
Really? And then we have to start Ugarte?
Yes.
it's a bit of a worry that Dalot is not fit. He could be fit, but he didn't go to Ireland. And for me, maybe we could start Masraoui.
You could start Mazraoui at right back if Dalot's
No,
not fit.
no, as a centre back.
With Dalot's fit, you could.
If Dalot's fit, I think that will probably be better than. I'm not sure. I liked Aiden Heaven when he had his cameo mid-season, and I think he played really well. But again, playing two youngsters,
especially against Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah,
because he'll play Calvert-Lewin. If he will wait, and if he doesn't pick Calvert-Lewin, he puts him on the bench.
We could actually do Luke Shaw as a centre back.
Somebody will fake an injury so that Calvert-Lewin starts, because Calvert-Lewin would eat Heaven and Yoro for breakfast. The form he's in at the minute. I would go with. You could play Shaw. Yeah, you could. I think Dalot's the key to this, whether Dalot's fit or not.
I think it's quite of a headache if Dalot is not fit.
What are they saying about injuries and that? What does that website? Is it football?
The website says the injuries. Let's go to the injuries. Give me 2 seconds. Overview. Just have to scroll down a little bit. Predicted lineups, and here we go. So, okay. When it comes to injuries, we have Maguire suspended. We have Martinez calf injury, doubtful. De Ligt back injury. We have Dorgu hamstring injury, and Sesko physical discomfort. So he's doubtful according to FootMob. And also when it comes to Leeds, they have Goodmanson, they have Rondon, they have Anton Stach, the best midfielder, out with an injury. Dan James, muscle injury. Could be says late April, but probably not ready. And Okafor with a knock, so he's doubtful. So according to FootMob, this is the predicted 11. Lammens in goal, Dalot, Yoro, Fredrickson actually, and Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Mainoo, Ahmad, Fernandes, Cunha, and Mbeumo. So nothing out of the ordinary when it comes to that. But the back four, that's the key for me. And I like what Sean put out. Playing Luke Shaw as a centre back and probably push Masraoui as left back, and then go with Dalot at right back. So something like this: Masraoui, Shaw, Yoro, and Dalot as a back four.
Still weak.
Yeah, I agree. But we have.
If you are going that weak, then unfortunately you're going to have to sacrifice probably Kobbie Mainoo. I put 2 holding-ish.
Okay, so you just play Ugarte and Casemiro.
Yeah, you'd have to risk. You'd have to, and you would
just
have
build
to
the shield in front of our central defense. Oh yeah,
I think that could be problematic for us personally.
That's actually not a bad shout, dude. That's actually a good shout.
But it's the only thing you can really do. Unfortunately, I hate to say it.
Thank you, Prasu, coming in and say great show, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And guys, remember to smash the like. There's not many tuning in a late Saturday night, but we kind of expected it. And it's just for the hardcore fans that you are coming in. And
yes,
if I can call you guys that one, but you are the best community.
Yeah, if that's what he does, then I think you've got to put in Ugarte. I'm sorry to say, and I don't want Ugarte, but you do.
But also this one, I think Licha comes in. Would that be a wise thing? Licha's been out with a calf injury.
Sometimes,
the calf.
Sometimes needs must, don't they? But he's been out though. Licha's been out for 6 weeks, something like that. Now. I think he's been out for.
But Licha coming in, we could actually risk the World Cup if he gets injured again for Argentina.
This is the other thing.
Champions.
This is the other thing for us now, Jarvis. This is where we're at. We're at that part of the season where the World Cup is around the corner. There is no more squads. That is it now. No more friendlies. That is it. You're in your squad. Well, the squads are going to get picked in May, June, so yeah, there are no squads. So players might not want to, as you quite rightly say, Jarvis, play. They might want to wait and hold on. So
yeah, but imagine if you were in Leach's shoes. We know he loves his country. He loves playing for Argentina. Reigning champs. This is his chance. Last time, who played for Argentina? We had Romero and was it Otamendi?
Yeah,
and Leach was playing like a bench player.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
That tournament. And now he's ready.
But they don't pay him. They don't pay him money. We do. Our club pays him money. When it comes for club v country, club comes first. It always has for me. But there's too many players where country comes first. Luke Shaw being one of them, if you remember, he'll be shite next season. He's not going to the World Cup anyway, but he'll be shite. So, look, for me, it's hugely problematic. I agree with you. I think Leach might look at it and say, "I'm not ready." He might. He could quite easily look at that and say, "I'm not ready," and hold out for the World Cup. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, but it's not only Leach. If I was the gaffer, I would also say the same. I would say to Leach, "Are you not ready?"
Yeah, I mean, if he's not, but sometimes though, when you look at what we're potentially playing and the potential rewards for the club, you should be saying to Leach, "Sorry, mate, you're playing. I need you."
But the thing is, it's just one game. It's just one game. And we know our firing power up front, and we could go in with the mindset we just have to score more goals than them. If we concede one, if we concede two, okay, let's score three. Let's go freaking full on attack. Let's just trust Cunha, Bruno, and Bumo, Sesko, Ahmad to do the thing. And it's Leeds.
But the thing about Leeds here is you could bring him in for Monday and take him back out for Maguire for the following game, because Maguire's only suspended, isn't he, for one game. Sometimes you get the greater good's got to come into it for me. Football's supposed to be a team game. So if he's fit, bring him in. If he's not, fair enough. I agree with you. If he's not fit, Jarvis, don't play.
But for me, I think the most sensible thing would just play Heaven and Euro, trust them, trust the youth. I would give them a pat on the shoulder and say, "Okay, guys, you're up. It's time to prove yourself. We are going into a next season with Champions League. We will have to rely on you. Now it's time to prove it." Or I will freaking go out and sign Marco Senesi because I can't trust you guys. So it's time to do a thing. Sometimes you just got to sink or swim.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think it's just a little bit too tight for us to be able to take that kind of risk. I don't mind Heaven and I don't mind Euro, but Euro's had his problems this season, so is Heaven. But in that, Heaven hasn't played for a long, long time. We've had a 3-week break. I cannot quite get my head around each not being fit yet. And with a calf strain, it was a calf strain. It's not a full-on pull. It's a calf strain. For me, he's got to play. And if he comes out the team for Maguire the following game, fair enough. Against Chelsea, fair enough. Get Maguire back in, but Maguire's suspended. We didn't do anything about it. We didn't risk trying to get the suspension overturned. So we knew we had that problem. Carrick knew he had that issue. So there's no excuse for where we are, really. Carrick should have foreseen where we are. Is that 3 weeks to deal with this, by the way, old friend?
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's why I think he will start in Heaven, because he have had time to prepare these youngsters. And although we are playing against Leeds, it's a derby, but we are playing at home, Old Trafford. The crowd will be supportive. They will never go at Aiden Heaven and Euro. I don't think so.
It's a funny one, because Leeds could turn up quite easily and wipe the floor with us. Leeds were 2 up against West Ham. Okay, they shut up shop, but they've been playing. Leeds have been playing. We haven't. We haven't kicked a ball in 3 weeks. Not in anger, whereas Leeds have. Well, yeah, he's not registered, I know, but it's just one of those. It is one of those. The other thing is, you know, do you sacrifice an Ahmad? Do you sacrifice? You know, I think you got to sacrifice Mainoo anyway if you play with Heaven and Euro and put a Gnonto in. We can't. We cannot.
Yeah, okay, I agree. If you play with the two youngsters, you have to play with the pivot.
You've got no
just have to play with
no choice. Yeah, you got no choice.
But then again, if you go back to Farke, he usually plays quite expansive, open football. He likes to attack and all of this. But now we have seen Leeds, you know, playing more defensive. I would suspect they will set up with the back five, and maybe with 3 DMs.
I think these
could be facing the wall and 2 strikers. And one of them will be Aaronson dropping a little bit deeper sometimes, and the other one will be Calvert-Lewin, most likely.
They go to 4-3-3 on occasions, and you know, if you are playing with Euro and Heaven, then I'm going to a 4-3-3 if I'm Leeds, 100%.
Okay,
that's the way I'm playing.
So you think they will just come out and try to shock us?
Oh, 100%. That's what I would do. I shock and all. I would go at United hard and test the 2 centre backs. I'd get as many corners as I could, as many free kicks as I could in and around the area, and I would lob the ball in and test them. I would, you know, I think you'll start with a 3-5-1, 5-2. Totally agree with you. And then I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't move into a 4-3-3 if it's Heaven and Euro.
Because big up the buses. Good to see you in the house, my friend. But you make a good point, too. But for me, you know, I think we gotta. If I was Daniel Farke, I would definitely play with the back five, because we know that we will try to play fluent with our attacking front 4. And if you play with 5 defenders, it doesn't matter if they interchange positions, you know, as we know that they can do at times, because you will always be a man up, you know, and the golden rule of defense +1. You will always be +1, and you wouldn't be dragged out of positions. So again, you know, I think that's the antidote to Carrick's system. And I think we rely on a player like Kobbie Mainoo to come in and be the 5th guy, and even Casemiro and our fullbacks to push on, to make it difficult. So,
no, I agree with that. I think Carrick will try and push us, and that's why I think Farke will change it, and he'll you know, he might risk an overload, because I think you're right. We will push an overload. I think he might risk an overload, Jarvis, for transition.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he'll do. And if he risks the overload, but he transitions the ball and he gets the space in the middle of the park, which he will get if we overload, I think he'll see that as his option out. But you are risking it. Farke would be risking it doing that way with 4-3-3, 100%. Because if we get in and we're on fire that night, Jarvis, and Cunha scores, or Mbemo kind of rediscovers his form, Ahmad scores, Bruno scores, then I would think we would win quite comfortably. Farke's got to look at it, and we've got to look at it exactly the same way that Farke's got to look at it for us. And Leeds are missing Stack, which is a massive fillip for us.
Yes,
they're bringing Aaronson. I totally agree with you on that one. 100%, they're bringing Aaronson. But if you remember how good their skipper's, what's his name? It's Stick. It's not Stick, is it? What's his name?
Yeah, the centre back, the German guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know, he's good at marshalling the defence. They're not bad.
Strike.
They're not bad at the back, but they're going to really miss that power with Stack in the middle. They'll miss the outlet with James's pace, which is what I think they'll go through the middle as, because that's the way forward. I don't think they've got enough to hit us on the wings. Be really fucking interesting. Actually, the more we look at it and the more we talk about it, Jarvis, and we try and unfold and try and unpick what Carrick will do, the more problems that actually Farke will have until he knows the team. This is the first time in a long time, Jarvis, an opposition manager's got no clue what 11 Carrick will play. Because we've not been in this position before.
No.
Martinez out, Maguire in, or Euro's out, Martinez. Do you know what I mean? We've always had that. For the first time in a long time, an opposition manager might think, fuck, what do I do here? I don't know what to do. Who's he going to play? How are they going to play? He doesn't know what to do. I find that massively interesting.
It's always like this before games, Stu, when you look at it. When you look on paper, when you have the spreadsheet, when you have the tactical board in front of you, how do you break down the defensive plan of the opposition coach, and how do you defend? And also, let's say if Leeds go out in a 2 up front, just pinning down each of the centre backs. Are they going into a mid block when we play out? We know we play out in a 4-2 formation and leave 4 up front, ready to drop down into the pockets. Are they going to go high press? Are they going to just block out the central area with the 2 strikers, take down Mainoo and Casemiro, force us to play around, force us to play the ball to, for example, Ahmad, double up, and try to win the ball? So for me, I don't see the most difficult things, defending against this Man United team. I think it's quite straightforward.
That's why I would go with 4 at the back there, because rather than the 5, and the reason.
Yeah, well, as I said, it depends. Are you going mid block? Are you going high? Are you going press? Are you going to just sit back?
I would go mid block. I'd put the 8 where he is, and I'd put the 7 and 11 just either side of the centre circle, and I would hold my position there.
Something like this. Yeah,
I'd hold my position there, see if I could get some kind of transition, and then give myself an opportunity to win the ball.
You have always the opportunity, since you play with the back 3. If one of these guys wander, you have a press of 3. Let's say you can go like this, because you can always push one of the centre backs high up, not to get overloaded.
I was about to say, you can push 11 or 17, whatever that number is. You can push him on Casemiro 100%.
Yeah.
So here's the killer. Here's the key area, okay? And here's the dagger through the heart, because actually we would probably, I can't believe I'm going to say this, be better off if we are struggling in defence playing a back 3.
For us to play a back 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. If it would be
struggling in defence, and just say for argument's sake, Jarvis, he does play his 5 at the back.
Thanks, Rob.
And he does play his 5 at the back. Just for argument's sake, what's to stop us matching that up and stalemating them and using our superior players to win the game of football? It's been done before. Been done a lot before. When you go back to Fergie, I'm not bringing Fergie in and saying that. When you do that, he was always 4-4-2 against 4-4-2. Always 4-4-2 against 4-4-2. How many times have we been 4-2-3-1 and played 4-2-3-1? Man United, Everton, great example. 2 4-2-3-1s. How close were the games? Quite close, weren't they? We lost one.
Yeah.
Remember? So who's to say we couldn't do that? If you were to do a 3 at the back and play with 2 wing backs, that brings Ahmad back into play better. On his current form, better. Allows you to have Cunha, and allows you to maybe bring in Sesko if he's fit. I don't know.
But I saw the question from the buses coming in and say, any chance playing a 4-4-2? And we actually talked about this in the green room before before we started the show, and because I think if you play, I know we play in a 4-2-3-1 with Bruno as a second striker, but we're always looking for the space behind, for them to drop into. That's why, just to explain, the basics, but we do a 4-2 build up, and by doing this, we want the opposition to press us high. They have to commit a lot of men. We are usually 7, 4, 5, 6 with the 7 with the goalkeeper, 7 against 5, and by doing this, there's a big space in between because we push up high with the other 4, and we create a big space, and that's this space, and this is the space for our players to drop into in the build-up all the time. And we bet that we can play them out with 7 men against 5, even though if the ball goes out, let's say to Mazraoui, and they pin us down on one side, there's always the opportunity just to dink the ball into the space and us to drop into. And this is the modern type of football. This is what football has become now, let's say the last 2 seasons, more and more. And that's why the teams play over the high press.
Yeah,
so we don't see the extreme high press anymore because of this. Because as we always said, we talked about this so many times to, just chuck 2, 3, 4, 5 guys high if people press you high.
I totally agree. But here's the thing about that.
So what you create by doing this, you create a big gap, because it's always about the proximity and space between the defense and the attack, like this. So if the space is more than, is it 10 yards or 15 yards?
10 yards
Maximum 10 yards. So usually you want your high line defense. That's what you're talking about. To squeeze.
You push them there. It's exactly what I was about to say.
But you don't want to squeeze if you are like this, because then you would rather have the space here than the space here for the long ball, because then you are chasing home and then you are in a race, and you don't want that. So again, you have to be a little bit more cautious, play a little bit deeper, and then you have created the space, as we talked about, this space to drop into.
That's what Carrick wants, but I wouldn't. Yes. I would play the line, and I would play the line. I'd do the line for a reason. It's not because I don't want to get into foot race, because I don't. But you've got to call the bluff. You've got to call the bluff of the opposition.
Yes, I agree.
If I'm marshalling the back 4, I'm saying, if they're going to push up on me, I'm going to have to push to the halfway line. I'm going to have to make him come back and worry about them getting the ball in, making sure that he times his run properly, or he can get past me. You've got to take a risk. Otherwise, Jarvis, you've got to hit the shaded area just after the 18-yard line. You've got to and you give him 30 yards to play in. So it's quite interesting what Carrick does. He does try to lure the opposition in. But the best possible way of dealing with that anyway is when they're attacking, is use the number 4 as the linchpin. The number 4, if you pushed him to the edge of the area, that's a bit further up, a bit further.
Yeah, okay. So you do it like this and use him as the DM.
He's the DM. He then becomes the
I see it.
And then that should, fingers crossed, alleviate pressure on you. But it doesn't always work that way, my old mate. You know that. Football's fluid. It always has done.
I know. But that's actually not a bad shout.
The goalkeeper
pushing up one of the centre backs to fill this gap. But either way, every time they drop, you have to just move on. You have to push.
You push one and you push pull,
and you want the +1, like this.
Yeah, the other thing about that, Jarvis, is you're then reliant on your goalkeeper, and your goalkeeper should be at the edge of the D.
Yeah.
That's it. And that should give you a better perspective. If you do go into foot race, I always say to you, don't I, yardage between you and the goalkeeper. Yeah. And our biggest problem with De Gea and Onana was yardage, because those fuckers were on our goal line.
If you saw Neuer for Bayern when he played against Real Madrid, against Mbumo, and players like not Konate, what's the guy's name, the centre back, they just relied on Neuer to be the sweeper.
He made that mistake a few times. He's reliant on
Neuer to be there.
It's actually going back to old school football, but but look at the way that is, and I won't be surprised if me and you aren't watching the game Monday and we're texting each other, John, was saying, wow, Look how similar it is to what we were talking about. This is why what you're talking about there is why I think Farke would be better off employing a 4-3-3.
Well, but for me, if I was Daniel Farke, I would never go with high press. I wouldn't commit 5 guys. I would maximum. I would commit the 2 strikers plus one of the midfielders, relying on the centre back to push up into the midfield, and that's it. And I would use the press only, not to win the ball, only to push Man United to one side. Let's say if you want to attack Dalot, push every time the ball out to Dalot.
Yes,
and that would be my plan, and I would let Dalot have the ball and just squeeze. So for me, it's not rocket science. I would sit in mid block. I would commit 3 men into the press, squeeze us to one side, and just sit comfortably and just absorbing Man United and Man United's slow build up.
Carrick's got to get creative, Jarvis. Carrick and the players have got to get creative. If we are going in like that, then 100%, Jarvis, Carrick's got to get creative. He's got to move the ball quicker through Casemiro, get the ball into Casemiro, get it out to Ahmad, get it across to Mbeumo, move it quicker.
I think the key is Cunha, because Cunha can take on this man. Because I think this is the thing, if they defend +1, you have to rely on one of your players to take on your man and win that duel.
Well, he's not using.
And then you create unbalance, and then they will have to push over. You will there will be openings. So you have to rely on individual brilliance anyway, because the tactical battle can't be won.
But for me, he's not using Cunha right anyway. Ideally, where you want to see Cunha is where Bruno plays. And you want to see Bruno play where Cunha plays. And the reason you want to see him is because Cunha will take the ball, as you say, and he will drive with it. Yeah. And he's better employed doing that in the middle of the park rather than out wide.
So who is Cunha up against? Cunha is probably up against Bogle. Bogle, Ampadu. Bogle and Ampadu. Borno. Yeah, So yeah, this is Leeds.
Is it Bogle? He'll be on against Bogle, won't he? He'll be playing Bogle.
Jaden Bogle, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be playing against Bogle.
I don't know much about him.
No, I don't know a huge...
if he's pacey, if he's a good one-on-one defender.
I mean, Aaronson will be dangerous because he'll drop into the Bruno hole. Player, really, really good player, Aaronson. I quite like him.
But I would say Cunha is the biggest threat. Let's say if I was Daniel Farke, I would probably tell Aaronson to push to his right, take care of Cunha first, and just rely on Justin to being able to defend one against Ahmad if the shift comes.
Well, Cunha's got to be the one that gets a free roll. I've always said this, and I always think he needs to be the one with the free roll, not Bruno. Yes, Bruno's given us the most assists, etc., goal combination. Fine, got no problem with that. But Cunha needs to be the danger man. So he needs to be the one that's more fluid, up and above Mbeumo, because with Ahmad in the team, and Mbeumo's got to play through the middle.
Yeah.
He has to, which means Cunha plays out on the left. He's better employed in the middle for me, Cunha.
Well, the most important thing is for me that Mbeumo is not dropping. He needs to constantly make those diagonal runs and try to open up the central defense with the 3 central defenders, always trying to do diagonal runs, as he did in who did we play against when we won the late winner 2 games ago? Not the 2-2 game, but before that.
Completely. It's been that long since we last kicked a football.
Yeah, I can't even remember. But for me, I think that's the most important. I just want to ask you one more thing, Stu, before we end this tactical segment. And it was about the question coming from the chat. I think it was the boss is saying 4-4-2, playing with 2 strikers. Could we, let's say, if Sesko is available, play with, for example, Zirkzee and Sesko as 2 old-fashioned strikers, 4-4-2.
I love a 4-4-2. I grew up in a 4-4-2. Football ultimately is always a 4-4-2 at some parts of the game anyway, because you always defend. Normally it's 2 backs of 4, so it's always a 4-4-2. Would we operate 2 strikers? 2 strikers numerically would be better with a back 3. However, I think if that was the case, then Farke would just go to a back 4 anyway for a start. That's the first thing he'd do. And secondly, you put Strike up against either Mbeumo or against Sesko.
Well, I'm talking about Zirkzee and just to have 2 massive players centrally. Letting them be squeezing with 3 central defenders and 3 central centre backs. You know, they will control the central area, but we will have 2 beacons in the middle. We will have space on the sides. We will double up. We will probably have a lot of crosses and just do it the old-fashioned way.
You would have to do it the old-fashioned way. You'd probably have to bring Agati in on a 4-4-2 rather than Mainoo. Mainoo wouldn't work in a 4-4-2 for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you're not winning there. The job for the central midfielders will only be to sweep the ball and give it to the wide areas.
Yeah, so your wide areas
with the fullbacks and the wingers.
Yeah, I mean, so your wide areas. Who would you go? I mean, you'd have to run Cunha and Mbeumo wide.
It will be Amad Diallo on one side, and will be Masraoui and Cunha on the other side.
So you're not playing Mbeumo then?
Well, I haven't thought it through, but yeah.
You see, Mbeumo has to get in for me over Amad.
Yeah. Mbeumo over Amad. Amad will be dropped then.
Yeah, and so would and you'd put Bruno in alongside Casemiro. Okay, yeah, I could see that. Unless
Carrick would never do it, but you know, it's just food for thought, guys. It's just food for thought.
Carrick, again, if we are really struggling at centre back, he should go 3 at the back, but he won't. So it kind of doesn't matter. You know, it's one of those for me. It's one of those.
Yeah, but I like the idea from the bosses. It's a good idea. Yeah. And also maybe we could use it if the original plan doesn't work. We always have Zirkzee on the bench, and we could just bring him on the last 20, 30 minutes and just try it.
And try and score. Yeah, try and get a goal. I mean, it depends how the game.
I would love it for us to go with the old-fashioned 4-4-2 the last 20 minutes just to get that winning goal. Get it over the line.
Yeah,
and I will tell you on the match reaction now.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a late. Right. So we're gonna have a late Jarvis corner, aren't we? Well, it won't be.
Yes, we will do a match reaction. The game is done by 10:30.
About 10, about 10:15. Depends if it kicks off.
We will try to go live on the final whistle as always. I don't know, Stu, if we have any more to cover. I think we've been through the most of it, and
no, apart from the fact I'm in big trouble, then we're good to go.
We are. Stu, I just want to show you Jens Hjertedal. And
yes, I saw that video.
You know the guy we talked about the other day, the Norwegian midfielder, the Sanderberg-esque type of midfielders. By the way, Tromsø, my local club from the north, them and Bodø/Glimt lost today 5-0 against Viking. Where is Jarle Malmin? It's probably out.
They're probably knackered, Bodø/Glimt.
I think they are done. But they lost 5-0 today. But Tromsø, they won their game 2-0. They are top of the league. And Jens Hjertedal, fantastic player. Sean, look at this. Look at this guy. This
one scored with a header the other day.
Yeah, it's the guy who scored with a header. Look at him. Look at him. Look how press resistive. Just sliding through. You guys don't think he's the real deal. I'll tell you, he's brilliant.
That was decent, that was, to be fair.
He's brilliant. Jens Hjertedal. Apparently, Benfica is looking at him now, and a lot of clubs are chasing him.
Well,
so, why can't
Man
United just go in for a massive talent like that?
We're just too slow for that, aren't we? Do you remember that Mastodon, whatever his name is from?
Real Madrid.
Yeah, he went to
Botafogo or whatever.
Argentina. Would be interesting, but he went to what do you call it, didn't he?
Yeah. And guys, if you didn't catch his name, the guy I was talking about, it's this guy, Jens Hjertedal.
Hjertedal, look at that.
Yeah. It's a brilliant player.
Well, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if we could push something in, try and get him. How old is he? 20?
I think he's 20.
Okay.
Plays for Norway under 21s.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, he's not putting Sander Berge on the bench. So
no, nobody's putting. Although they got beat again today, didn't they, Fulham?
Yeah, they did.
Well, but they're kind of Fulham
ship rats. Yeah, they won 2-0.
Yeah, unfortunately, Liverpool could just keep going. We got Villa. Who Villa got tomorrow? Let's have a quick look at the fixtures tomorrow. Let's see, what do we need? Tyson Fury won, by the way. Apparently he was.
He did. Yeah, big up Tyson Fury. By the way, my man Alex Scott impressed again too.
Yes, he's very good today.
For me, I think he's better than Gomez after what I saw Gomez against West Ham. Alex Scott.
So Villa are playing Forest.
Yes, the fixtures for tomorrow. Yeah.
Tottenham could be in real bother because they're away at Sunderland. So they could be in real bother. Chelsea got City, and another good game actually, Palace Newcastle. So really, I would imagine Villa and the current form are likely to beat Forest. So we definitely need to win Monday.
Okay, Stu. Let's just go one game at a time. So Palace Newcastle.
It doesn't matter to us, which is good. Has no bearing on us, that one.
Yeah, well, Newcastle still can string together a couple of wins, go to Europa League. I think it's better for us when it comes to Tonali that Newcastle gets no Europe next season.
Yeah, I think Palace wins.
So let's hope for a Crystal Palace win.
Yeah, I think Palace win that.
Strand Larsen with a hat-trick.
Strand Larsen might score, but he won't get a hat-trick. Never in a million years. He'll miss a hat-trick, but he won't score a hat-trick.
So the Black Cats, Sunderland up against Spurs.
Sunderland to beat Tottenham 2-1.
Oh, I hope so. I really hope so. That will be fantastic.
2-1.
So again, Forest Villa.
3-1 Villa. 3-1 Villa.
3-1 Villa.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. And the big game tomorrow, that's Chelsea against Manchester City.
2-0 City.
2-0. Yeah. I think City looks better and better at the moment, and they have players like Zirkzee now doing bits, and even Semenyo, starting to find his feet on in Manchester City's system. And I think Pep Guardiola has what do you call it? He found out how to play now against the modern type of football, and also.
Well,
last but not least, Man United Leeds. Guys, get your score prediction in for that game. I would give my prediction first, and I would say I think it will be a tough one. We will score. We have a dodgy defense. Leeds will score, so I predict a 1-1.
I'm not too far away from you on that one, pal. But because Devil has the tactical devils are not allowed to agree.
No,
it puts me in a certain issue I have. So I am going to go with
do it. 2-2.
3-2.
Sesko with the late winner coming in.
I think we'll beat Leeds 3. Yes, I was going to go with 1-1, but you beat me to it. So, so I'm going to go with 3-2. But I think I think it'll be.
I'm always wrong when it comes to my predictions. Stu is always right. He's the bold one, the guy coming in with the bold predictions.
Yeah, I think, to be fair though, you've got it right this time. I think it'll be a draw. I do. And listen, Leeds played last weekend. We haven't played for 3 weeks. Leeds are in
in the rhythm again. Yeah,
we're not, and I think we're going to really struggle. So ideally, I'll be going with 1-1. I think, Jarvis, I think you're on the money with that one, pal. Which isn't great for us because I think Villa win.
Oh.
So it's not great for us. But if I'm pushed, which I have been pushed, I'm going to go with 3-2 because I do think it'll be massively close.
The Basses comes in and say a 2-1. We Deserve Better comes with a 3-1 prediction. Big up my good friend. And it comes in and say Leeds' only away win in the Premier League was versus Wolves 20th of September. Yeah, well, it's been a while. So, I don't think we will lose. I can't see us losing, but I can't see us bottling it and not winning. But again, I think it's not a disaster if we only get 1 point.
It isn't, no. And ultimately, if the ball gets put in the box, which it will do, they'll pummel the box. Leeds will, and we know we got no Maguire for the header. We talk about Casemiro in front of the goal, dangerous with his head. He is. Maguire's brilliant for us at the back, by heading out. So we could be in, if I'm Farke, I'm looking at that area of our game. I'm going to try and exploit Maguire's missing.
Yeah.
Really tricky game to call. Really is. I can't believe I'm saying it because of where Leeds are. But, it's always. Yeah,
but the thing is, as I said, Leeds only need 1 point.
They do. Leeds just got to keep picking up points.
Scrapping for points. They just need 1 point, and then they will just move on to fight another week. This is a mindset at the moment. It's survival football.
No, I totally agree. They've got to keep picking up points, Leeds. Whereas us, it's more, we need the points, but we can afford a draw.
Story. Let me tell you something. There's only one Captain Marvel. And he's retired years ago.
There is, yes.
But I think you're talking about the one and only Bruno Fernandes. And he might save us again. That guy, he's chasing the all-time assist record for the Premier League, So he's a man on a mission. He's a man on a mission.
The all-time pass record. Oh, no, it's not the all-time pass record, is it?
It's not. Okay. And I'm not going to say open play. Doesn't matter.
No, but ultimately, they've not been playing well, Leeds, but they could just turn it around.
Teams always seems to turn it around when they play Man United.
Carl Darlow, whoever it is, he'll have a absolute worldie against us as well, won't he? Brilliant.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the preview. We had a quite interesting show talking about everything from beers and football and a couple of news and do I have anything? No, I don't have anything else, to show you guys. I can show you pictures of my day in the slopes, but that's not interesting.
Your day in the slopes. Plus, I'll get shot. I'm already in big trouble as it is. I said to John, we'll come on for an hour. My fault. I just get talking.
So this is on top of the viewpoint.
Was this Olivia falling over?
No, it's me.
Did you fall over?
Look at the mountains.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? How long's the snow left? How long you got left with the snow?
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice, and the weather is so nice. I think it was like 8, 9, 10 degrees outside. Plus, the snow was slushy.
Oh, it's starting to melt, is it? How long have you got left of ski season?
Yeah, spring is already here. This is the last week of opening. Will be closed. So
don't forget, get on the tickets this week for the friendly.
Yes, yes. Rosenborg, Man United are playing. When was it? 20th of June or
something like that? Yeah, something like
yeah,
that. Yeah. Get on that.
Yes, yes. We deserve better. That looks lush. So, guys, if you haven't been to the north of Norway, you should visit it like this time of year, like April. Then it's really nice outside.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I tried to invite Stu a couple of times to come here skiing, but apparently it's not his thing.
I don't ski, and I'm going to come over it. My life changed, didn't it, when we decided to move? That was the issue for me. I didn't know we were moving. Well, no, we just didn't know we were moving. So, but I do need to come up, and I will come up. Yeah, you got my word. I will come up. I'm not skiing because I already broke my leg watching you ski the other day. I felt my leg crack. I will kill myself. But definitely, can we not après ski?
We can go to the after ski.
That's
the bar after. Yeah, we can go directly to the after ski. Enjoy a Guinness and just look at the views. Sit in the sun.
Now that we're talking. Then we're talking. Yes. No, that we're talking. Let's do that.
Guys, it's been a brilliant show. If you haven't, please do us a favor, smash the like, subscribe. If this was your first time on the Tactical Devils, want to thank Stu for being the co-host. Want to thank all of you guys for all the lovely comments and interacting with us during this last 2 hours. So thank you, everybody. And We Deserve Better comes in with this last comment of the night. He said, the first time I went skiing in Austria, I had such a hard time with the banana lift. It was a nightmare. Yes.
Is that the one you can't get on? Is that the one you have to hold or something?
I don't know what the banana lift is, but
I'm gonna
lift is probably the hardest part, especially if you're British. No offense.
No offense, yeah. Get that in first.
Getting up there, and then the hard work starts, getting down again. But usually it's not that hard.
You can go on the
chart all over 10,000 times, then you learn.
Well, yeah.
So,
exactly.
Yes, it whips in behind you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know.
I know which one he's talking about. Yeah, I know which one he's talking about.
Yeah. Retro 77 say just melt away in front of fire. The Gings. Yeah. Big up Retro, big up We Deserve Better, big up Rob, big up all of you legends, Story, I Am Titanium, Stephanie was here, the Basses, all of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will be back Monday night with the match reaction. So tune in then. Everybody have a great weekend, rest of your weekend, and enjoy yourself, and we will be back on the next one. Have a good night, and bye.